Hi there, this is Srikanth Dasari. In this lesson, we are going to learn about for loop in C. Okay, so let me launch the IDE. Already I have created a project under the name loop test. Okay, it contains a C file, loops.c. Okay, so basically there are three kinds of loops in C. The first and foremost is for loop. Okay, so whenever you need some sort of instructions to be repeated in a number of times, you keep those set of instructions inside a loop. Okay, so let us see the syntax of for loop, which is going to be like this. For initialization statement is the first one, followed by condition, then increment or decrement. Okay, so here we have taken a variable I. The for loop syntax contains three parts mainly. The first one is initialization. Okay, first one is initialization. Second one is condition. Third one is increment or decrement. Okay, depending upon the requirement. So this is the syntax, basic syntax of for loop. So we have just followed the syntax and written a small for loop structure here. Here we have taken I, initialized the I value to 0, and until I less than 10, until the condition satisfies, the loop runs continuously. Okay, and we have incremented the value to repeat for the purpose of repeating. Okay, so here let us just have a printf statement inside the body of for loop. Printf %d %d comma I. Okay, so let us save and run the program. So whatever this small program does is just prints the 0 to 9 digits. Okay, so here initially the value of I is 0, which is less than 10, so the condition is satisfied. Since we have used the increment operator, which is post increment, the value of I is 0. Okay, now the 0 gets printed for the first instance. Okay, so that's the reason we have got the 0 here. So you can make a small change to your program when you want to print 10 digits. Okay, from 1 to 10, the output is going to be like this. So here for the first instance, you have initialized the value of I to 1, which is obviously less than 10. The condition is true, which is satisfied. Then it works. It comes inside the loop. Okay, for executing the body of the loop, the condition should always be satisfied. Okay, since it's always less than 10, the condition is satisfied, and it comes inside the body of the loop and executes this particular printf statement. Okay, and just displays the value of I, which is 1. Okay, for the next instance, the value of I is 2. Since we have used the increment operator here, the value of I is 2. So since I is 2, it's always less than 10. Okay, it's always less than 10. Again, the condition is satisfied. It just goes inside the loop, and the process continues until I is 11. Okay, for the last instance, the when I is 11, which is not less than 10, the condition fails, and just the body comes out of the execution comes out of the body of the loop. Okay, so in this way you can have a small printf statement inside the body of for loop to just print 1 to 10 digits. Okay, so in the same way you can have a for loop in a different way, like this. Okay, so you can initialize the value to 10, and then you can make your condition such that it is I is greater than or equal to 1, and then you can use the decrement operator here, I minus minus. Okay, so in the previous example we have used the increment operator, if you observe carefully here. So here in our next example we are using the decrement operator. Okay, So here also same in the same way, let us have printf statement. Okay, printf statement and I, and let's have one more printf statement here, which is slash and slash. Okay, so let's see the output of this particular thing. We have made a flaw here, it's not working. So silly mistake, we have forgot the semicolon here. Okay, so now if you see the output, just it prints the digits in the reverse order. Okay, so all this is possible because here we have taken the value, we have initialized the value of I to 10, and we have just reversed our condition such that 10 is always greater than 1. The condition is true, absolutely satisfied the condition, and just which makes the execution to enter to the body of the loop and just executes the printf statement and just prints the whatever the value of I. Okay, for the next instance, here we have used the decrement operator. If you observe carefully, we are just decrementing the value one time. Okay, if you recall your increment and decrement operators topic, okay, I minus minus, which states the value of I should be decremented by 1. Okay, so for in the next instance, the value of I is 9, which is always greater than or equal to, 1. Okay, again the condition is satisfied and it enters into the body of the loop. It just goes on printing the results. Okay, results, I mean the value of I. Okay, so in the same way, we can make another flaw here. So if you say something like this, I is equal to 10, okay, I is equal to some 10 here. So if you say for loop like this, I is equal to, already have taken I is equal to 10. If you say I less than 10 and I plus plus, okay, so okay, so if we have a printf statement, something small printf statement here, percentage t comma I. Okay, so I is equal to 10. Okay, if you say something like this and if you run the program, it never executes. Okay, it never enters into the body of this loop, because here already we have taken I is equal to 10. We have initialized the value of I to 10 here. Okay, so you can do it the same thing inside the syntax also. I is equal to 10 and the condition is false here. Okay, which condition yields the result as false, because here the 10 is never less than 10. Okay, so this condition is always false, whatever you have written in this condition. Okay, the condition is always false, and it never executes the loop. Okay, so if you make if you want your condition to be true, you can say something like this, I less than or equal to 10. Okay, so now your condition is at least satisfied once. Okay, 10 is less than or equal to 1, 10 is equal to 10, the condition is true, it just prints the value of 10. Okay, here a bit of confusion here, so let us add 2 more new line statements. Okay, the value of I is 10. Okay, so just we have wantedly made the condition to be true by keeping this is equal to symbol. If you say something like this, the condition is false. Okay, the for loop will never enter into its body, because here the condition is made as false. Okay, so in the same way, you can have different kind of for loop. Okay, something like this, for, I mean, you can have your initialization at the beginning of your for loop like this, and simply you can omit the initialization, since you have initialized the value of I to 0 before the for loop syntax begins. Okay, so you can have you can omit the increment or decrement in the same way, and you can straightforwardly have the body of the loop here, and inside you can print so let's say that, okay, let's say I is equal to 10 here. So inside you can just print the value of I, percentage d, okay, percentage d and I. So now we can use your decrement operator inside the for loop, inside the body of the for loop. Okay, so this works perfectly as the above syntax of the for loop. Okay, so now if we just save and run the program, it has made a silly mistake of keeping a semicolon at the end of the for loop here. Okay, just again have saved and running the program again once again. So if you see here, we have got the output the same as the previous thing. Okay, same as the previous thing. So the only flaw is just let us make some room here so that the numbers will print with some clarity here. Okay, so you can it's up to the user or the programmer. The choice is left to him. He can make use of the initialization at the beginning and then followed by the if he thinks to omit or else if he thinks to use the syntax of for loop at different places, so he can form like this in this way. Okay, so the last and final example here today we are going to see in this program is that you can not only you can have a single initialization statement instead of for loop. You can have something like this: I is equal to 10 and j is equal to 0, and you can say I greater than or equal to 1 and j less than or equal to 10. Okay, less than or equal to 10, and j I minus minus and j minus minus. Okay, sorry, j plus plus, since we have initialized the j to 0. Okay, so now we can have a simple printf statement here too. Okay, printf percentage d, can say slash t, percentage d comma I comma j. Okay, so just if you save and run this program, let's add two more printf statements here, slash and slash. So now if you run this section of the for loop, okay, let's see the output, what it derives. Okay, so it has derived somewhat confusing thing here. So okay, so if you see the output of this particular for loop here, okay, so here we have taken two variables. We have taken I and j in the previously in this program. We have just initialized the value of I to 10 and j to 0 at the in the same for loop. Okay, instead of having two different for loops to print the digits from 0 to 1 to 10 and 1 to 10 and 10 to 1 here. So we have just taken initialization and condition and decrement and increment, both of them in the same for loop. Okay, so we have taken the for loop for I as 10, initialized the I value of I to 10, and we have decremented in our decrement using the decrement operator, and we have taken the j and the condition until it's less than 10. We have incremented the j value. Okay, right now in the body of the loop we are just printing both the values of I and j here. Okay, so this is the basic stuff about various syntaxes which we need to follow in the for loop. Okay, so see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.